Yo, what's up, y'all? This is DMC in the place to be. And you're in the place to be listening to the Friends After 40 podcast, where every episode feels like a conversation on your very own couch with your very own close friends. So grab your DMC cookies, the coolest cookies in the universe, and come hang out with us. Let's get the conversations going. Rock.
Well, good afternoon, friends. Welcome back. Another episode of Friends After 40 podcast. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is a very big day for us here on the pod. And we have someone here in the studio with us. As you can see, there's an empty seat right next to me. If you're watching us, if you're listening, listen closely. Big day for us on the pod. We have a legend in the building. Someone that has been breaking down barriers and making history for the past decades, for real. He is a rock and roll Hall of Famer. He is a pioneer in bringing hip hop to the mainstream. Mm-hmm. He is one of the co-founders of the iconic RUN DMC. Not only about the music, though. He is a comic book author. He's a mental health advocate. Mm-hmm. He is a friend, a family man, all the things. And we have him today as a friend on the podcast. By the way, he makes the coolest cookies in the universe.
Those are some tasty cookies.
They are. They're delicious.
Not only does and look, I gotta tell you, I still think he is one of the baddest guys that's still out there doing it. And not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. See what I did right there? See what I did right there? All right. Let's give a warm welcome, a Friends After 40 welcome to Darryl DMC McDaniels.
Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Darryl, thanks so much for joining us, man. I mean, this is like a pinch yourself moment for this little crew from the Bronx who grew up listening, dancing, b-boying, everything to you. And what you've done.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Janine's gonna tell you some fun facts later.
Yeah, man. This is a big deal for us. So thank you again so much for coming out.
No problem.
In this particular podcast, there's four of us that have been together for years as friends, through marriage, growing up in high school on Baychester Avenue, all the things, right? So we've been living life, and now we're sort of on what we call the back half, or the back nine is what we say in golf sometimes, of our life, right? And we're really enjoying it, and we're looking after each other. I try. I'm horrendous. I don't know.
I tried twice and never played again.
Yes. It's the most frustrating.
Serious. F-U-U. Never played.
It is the most frustrating game. I play pickleball now. Okay. I don't know what that says, but it fits the concept, though, right? But with that concept, we talk about topics of being in our 40s, mid 40s, something, whatever age we are, we're in that life now, right? So
we need to talk about this.
We talk about it, and we pick off topics here and there, and one of the topics that we were going to do today, and this is serendipitous that you're with us, is being social, being about wellness, being about our relationships with our friends and our family and such. And so we're going to talk about a few of those things today, if you're good with that.
Probably know a lot about it, being from the Bronx.
Yeah. So, how was your summer? Because it went
quick.
You look like a busy guy, right?
It went quick. I didn't notice it was summer.
Yes. It just came and went.
So quick. What it is after the 4th of July.
Right.
It's September.
Yes, I agree.
When you're little, the summer's forever.
Yeah.
I remember being 9 years old on my bike on the corner of Hollis and 197. Just there, 11:30. Mr. Hooper, he was the one white guy that didn't leave with all the other white people from Hollis. And he was the fix-it man. Remember fix-it? Remember? Neighborhood doctors? House, he would go there. Yeah. So Mr. Hooper, he was about 90 years old, and I'm just on my bike. Beautiful summer day. He must have seen me, and he came over to me, and he said, "When you get old, time flies," and he walked away. I will never forget that day. When I got old, I was like, "Oh my God!" Mr. Hooper was right. He must have just seen I had my Apollo 5 speed, and from 11:30 to 1 when you're younger, it's forever.
Yes.
So Mr. Hooper must have saw me and just said, "Oh, gotta let him know. And he just said, when you get older, time flies. And he walked away. And I was like, now I understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
And it stuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it didn't click until I got 45.
Yeah.
Yes. 45 seems to be that magic number.
Right? I was
that
gonna
we
say
keep
Right.
landing on,
Yeah.
because even Janine would say sometimes, she's like, I didn't feel like an adult
Until 45.
Until
Until you're
45.
45.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. For sure.
Real stuff.
Jam Master Jay once told me, I remember when I turned 35, he was like, you're 30. I said, don't say it like that. But it was wild to him because he was little. He was like, you're 30. That bugged him out. I'll never forget that.
Oh man. Oh
I used to
man.
think when I was younger, it's so funny how you see age. So when you're in your 20s, you think the 30s is old, right? Then when you're in your 30s, you think the 40s is old.
yeah, 100%.
And then now I like to call it the fly 40s, right? And people aren't looking old. They even show on on TV
we're completely different.
how they have like these stars from the sitcoms and their ages. They show like Red Fox.
Oh,
and
But
things
everybody
like
looked
that.
older when they were young.
Right.
Like
When
the
it
Golden
was
Girls.
back in the day.
Yeah, like the Golden Girls. They were in their 40s.
But we even dress different. My parents didn't dress like this in their 40s.
Not at all.
No,
At
it's
all.
different. Right. Well, look at little kids. Little kids at 2 and 3 are
Yeah.
scrolling
I
and know how to
I
do
know.
that.
I know.
It's a totally different generation.
Yeah.
But don't know how to communicate in the same room, though.
No,
That's right.
they don't. They don't know how to talk to you like this,
No.
face to face. It has to be like through text. And but you know what? We are also. I'm guilty of that because my son could be upstairs and I'll just text him,
Oh, me too.
and I'm like, "Are you ready for dinner?" Instead of like,
Right.
"Are you ready for dinner?" You know.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a generational thing.
Yeah, technology is a blessing and a curse.
It is. It is.
That's what Chuck D always says.
Yeah.
But
And
you're supposed to use it, not let it use you.
Right.
yes, I like that. Right?
Yeah.
That's important. I mean, I know we were just talking about summer, time flying by. I know one of the things we talk about a lot amongst our friend group is like our social battery, like how busy we are. And I think we all have different, what's the right phrase? Like a different
Battery level?
battery life.
Percentage.
Yes, a battery life. Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like mine is very low.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like Ramon can go, like his never dies.
That's not
And
true.
I'm like,
I need to be
why
charged.
won't it die? Because I'm tired, right? So like for me, and it's all the things. It's a combination of like work, being super social in the summer, like we're out, not just weekends, weeknights.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fun,
Yes.
but I'm tired. And I don't want to talk to people.
I don't get tired at the end of the day, though. If I stop moving, that's when I get tired. But if
Yeah.
I'm moving, I'm good.
You're good. But how do you feel like your social battery is? Do you feel like you have, I don't know, a lot of bandwidth to be like in front of people, to continuously be social,
And be
whether it's
on all the
work
time.
related or
Right.
personal, just that feeling.
Well, I never thought about it like that. Well, I remember when my son was little, when he was like 3 and 4, everywhere I go, people say hi to me.
Right.
So when he was 3 and 4, he didn't know why he was doing it. Right? So his thing was, Daddy, you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I don't think of myself as celeb. Don't call me a celebrity because that is something I could never be. I am you and you are me. That's the way it should be for eternity. So I never dwell, like I don't even think famous people are famous. They're just known because of what they do.
Right.
When you add the celebrity and that you're special, then it becomes something. With me, I just think I live in one big neighborhood.
I like that.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like if I go somewhere, it's not like I have to choose to engage people. I have to engage people.
Yeah.
That's what life is about.
Right.
Connecting with other people. I mean, I've been to all-star games and I've been to all of these events where I see so-called athletes and so-called celebrities, actors. Like, it's disrespectful to tell somebody no autograph or no picture. Unless I'm in the bathroom stall in Chicago O'Hare. You ain't gonna finish them at dinner. But you are put in those positions for a bigger reason than because of your talent. And I don't think a lot of, since this world began, I don't think a lot of famous people know that. Nobody's really famous. Nobody's really special. You were just known because of the position that you're in.
Is that something you've always felt, or is that something that you learned?
I learned that. And then you can see who's cool. Stevie Wonder is amazing. Sarah McLachlan is amazing. But then there's a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've heard people say, I'm not working today. And I'm like, well, if I was in a position, like one time we went to Michael Jordan's basketball camp in Vegas thing. And everybody was telling me, D, go over there. And I said, no, you go over there. I'm not a basketball fan. You're the fan. You incorporate your energy. You go over there. But I said, no, it's not. Because it's just not going to happen because I don't want. So I don't think. Now, to reverse it, my thing is, if you go up to somebody, like a basketball player, whoever, or act and they say, I'm not working today. My shit is, motherfucker, you working today. You got talent, but me buying tickets and coming to your games and going to movies, I'm one of them reasons that your jersey's worth that.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Because if you wasn't in that position, to get drafted and all of that and get the $1 million contract, you'd just be another person playing ball in the park.
That's right.
So you working every fucking day.
That's damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Never tell nobody. If you're at dinner, okay, now can you wait for it? But give them the autograph. Give them that moment.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why you was really put in a position. I mean, it was your fame and how good you are at whatever you do. You was exalted in this universe to make that special contact. That's worth more than any of the millions that you got. So I've kind of learned that. I've seen Patti LaBelle is wonderful.
She seems it, I have to say.
There's certain people. So I was like, yo, this fame stuff, it means nothing. You just, you know how you're growing up and then there's people in your neighborhood that you look up to besides your parents.
Yeah.
That's what this existence is about.
I wish you told that to my nerves before you got here.
Yeah. I think you're speaking for all of us.
Because, I mean, I'm glad you have that mindset. It's refreshing. It is extremely refreshing to hear some of your status.
You have to say, but other things just say I lose it when I'm with Grandmaster Caz.
Oh,
I lose it when I'm around Mel and Modi. So I understand what you're saying.
So
but then you talk to Mel and you find he's normal. Oh wow.
And I love that. Did you love that moment?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I changed my name to DMC because of GMC. Because of Grandmaster Caz, the Cold Crush 4 out of the Bronx was the Cold Crush brothers or the Cold Crush 4 MCs. Charlie Chase, Tony Tone is the greatest hip hop group ever that nobody knows about. But I know about. So it don't matter if you know Run DMC, Outkast, PE. No, Cold Crush is the best to ever do it. They changed the game, and I'm not talking from an industry. So I'm talking about from a cultural standpoint.
Right.
Cold Crush changed hip hop. Cold Crush is the reason why Run DMC is the dopest thing that ever happened. Because they're the dopest thing that ever happened.
Wow.
And then we gave that to, all the groups. De La Soul, Naughty by Nature, Tribe Called Quest. Even PE, we was just trying to be y'all. I'm like, that's a cool thing, but we were just trying to be Cold Crush.
Right.
Yeah.
Cold Crush was just trying to be the Four Tops and the Temptations. So people got to get away from who's special.
Right.
Because we all are the same thing.
Right. I mean, everyone has their inspiration from something, right?
For sure.
And it drives what they create, which I love
100%.
it. But, and to go back to the whole social battery thing and how you are like receiving of everyone. And I watched it because we went to go see you at
Scratch Bastard.
Bastards Barbecue.
Yeah.
And you gave the same energy to everyone that came to see you.
Yes.
How do you find that? Like, how do you find that?
Yeah, because I was tired watching you. Yes. Because my social battery is different, right? Like for me, it's a lot of stimulation, and I find it after a while, it's overwhelming for me, and it's tiring, right? Because I'm actively working at keeping up. I don't want to say a front and appearance, but for the sake of whatever's happening in that moment. And so for me, that's kind of what I mean. Like my social battery, I think it runs a little low because after a while, that is work for me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Really? Well, just brought what's the saying that a lot of people, if you love what you do, it's not work.
Yeah. I love
right.
that.
I think that's why.
Start-
like I'm an
start loving
example
more.
of that.
You need to start loving people more.
Is that what I need to do? I need to start loving people more.
Right. If people is part of your purpose and presentation, and
It is.
You really, I mean, and I feel that, and it feels like you just love to connect and build connections. But what are some of the things that you feel kind of spark you, light you up about that gets that battery back to a full charge?
Oh, probably because I'd rather just be in my room reading comic books, listening to hip hop and rock and roll.
I love that.
So I'm really shy. But after having 40 years of engaging with people,
Yeah.
I'm good at it. But I'm not the person to say I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm not that. It's just that before I've started doing what I was doing, I didn't have to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
But once it was easy to talk to people because I'm just talking about what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's this person is coming to you because they got something to give to you. So I always got to be open to receive it. That's how I look at it.
Can I tell you that day we met you, that's how I felt.
Really?
Yeah. You were very warm. Literally, we had just met within seconds.
Seconds,
And
yeah.
you were very warm and inviting and welcoming to us.
Like your energy was just
yes,
like
it was. I felt
Yes.
like this. Like you were just like, come. You know what I mean?
it wasn't standoffish.
At
It was
all.
more I embrace you. Like
Yeah.
come on,
Right,
everyone's
yeah.
my
Yeah.
friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Maybe
Maybe
felt
it's
very- it
because
felt
of
very
learning about
genuine.
Jesus
It was
in
very
Catholic
genuine.
school. I'm all a good okay. That's what the father-in-law, Sister Mary.
We went to Catholic school too, so
Right, a lot of people did.
yeah, I know.
But see, and that's another reason. If you're engaging with somebody and you mention what you're doing, you will connect with somebody who probably doesn't get the opportunity to say that to somebody. Like every time I went to Catholic school, 100,000, us too. But
Yeah.
if I would have never said it in a room, their best friends would have never known.
Right.
So that's the funny thing.
Yeah.
That happens with talking about mental health, depression, alcoholism, suicidal thoughts in Catholic school. But if you don't talk about it, you will never know.
And sometimes not even necessarily in that order. I mean,
Seem to find themselves in the same.
But see, everything that people perceive as bad or if you don't have guilt and shame about your situation, you will have growth, freedom, and prosperity.
Right.
Because I started the comic book not because I wanted to. I went to a music meeting, and this is what hip hop or music did for me. I went to a music meeting because my friend Eric's, my manager's brother, had an artist he wanted to get signed.
Right.
So it was like, D, if I call the label, I'm never getting a meeting.
Right.
But if you call, you might get a meeting next week. And I know you don't want to do it, but I said, okay, I'll do it. So I called up the label. Yo, what's up? This is DMC. I have an artist. Who? DMC. Hold on. Come back to the DMC or Run DMC? Yeah, hold on. So DMC, yes, Darryl McDaniels. I have this artist that I wonder if I could get a meeting. Can I meet with somebody, in a couple of days or whatever? Hold on. So I guess this person who picked up the phone was like, yo, DMC's on the phone. Anybody want to meet with him? Like, set up a meeting with him. And then one guy probably said, I'll be with him right now. So they come, yo, you can come up right now. I was like, whoa, what? Okay. So when I go up, I meet with this guy named Riggs Morales, who was Eminem's A&R over at Shady Records for the rise of that great empire. So he was like, shit, DMC, I'm going to take that meeting right now. So I go up to meet with him, and when I sit down, he's doing this to me.
he's in that starstruck gaze.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
lost.
He's like,
It's like this.
yeah. And he goes,
It's like this.
and he says, I'm usually very professional. I never fan out. And he says these words, but you was like a superhero to me. He's like, Run and Jay were cool, but your look with the gloves and the glasses, you was like, so he said, I don't want to interview with you, but what was it like when you was a kid? And I was like, well, all I did was read, collect, and draw comic books, and I went to Catholic school. He was like, comic books? I was like, yeah. was like, come on. I was like, and he was like, me too. So we thought hip hop was the only connection. So
Right.
by me revealing it, you really
Right.
want to know? So we sat there for 3 hours and we talked about comic books.
I love
No
that.
hip hop, no, you know what I'm saying? Catholic school kid from suburban, lower middle class Queens. Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx who was watching him and his family would always have to move because the landlords were burning the buildings.
Yeah.
But I had both parents. I went to Catholic school. My father had an Electra 220, poor man's Cadillac. He went to get the Buick Electra. So I had all of that, but he was just in the Bronx and it was burning. And the Bronx was crazy.
Yeah.
But his love we had in common. And he was in the burning Bronx and I was in lovely Queens.
The burning Bronx.
We had the comic books that connected us. And we sat and he said, you should do a comic book. And at first I didn't want to was like, no, this and that. But then he said, with a comic book, you could do the same thing you've done with your music. And I was like, what's that? Inspire, educate, motivate, and entertain people. And that's how
And you're gonna reach so many.
That's awesome.
But that was just me. I could have been like, I was in Harvard, this and that, I'm rapping, and you had money, and you doing. But I was, I went to Catholic school and I read comic. But that is the most powerful thing, your truth.
Yes.
So people know me from the rhymes and stuff like that, but they don't know Darryl.
Right.
So when you meet me, you're not meeting DMC. DMC's on stage.
Right.
You're the most powerful MC in the world. But then because of that, I got a chance to meet you because you might have something for me. And I might, you might think, oh, the music changed your life. But now I'm meeting you. You watch the videos and you stood in the audience. I might have something else to give to you. So that's how I look at everything.
I think that's how we ended up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how we ended up here.
Yeah. Right.
Conversation brings connection. Conversation brings discussions. And the discussion brings transformation. That's how we can fix every problem that we have in the world today.
I love that. I love that.
I love that too.
Communication.
Communication.
And
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah.
Communication is
It's
probably
key.
one of the-
Everybody's mad at each other.
everyone is mad at each other, or they're not trying to understand.
Right, exactly.
So
But at the end of the day, Muslim Christian is still a God.
yeah.
Curly red hair or long blonde hair, dreadlocks and braids is still hair. But everybody overlooks that. White skin, black skin is still skin.
Right.
Adidas, Nikes. That's why I ain't mad at the Nike dudes. Wear your Jordans. I'm wearing my Adidas. But let's not stand here debating who's better. Mine's is better because I feel that way. Yours is better because you feel joy. But now that we both have that power and attitude, let's use that to change stuff and make it better.
I love that.
That's what, and then hip hop. I was just at the Tampa Comic Convention last week, and we came up with a slogan. Who done OD'd and relapsed over and over and over, like she was on her last wits. So she from my era, she was like, oh my God, DMC got a book about something that my son is going through. She dragged him to Barnes & Noble. He's sitting in the hotel and just, like he didn't care. But at the end, his one question was like, DMC, why should I stay alive? And I didn't say, because you can play the guitar and, he's a metalhead. And I say nothing about his talent and getting money and have an occupation. I said, because your story could save a life.
That's right.
Yep.
I love that.
I mean, like-
I love that answer.
He was like, and then
It's true.
This was in Cleveland. And when I went back to Cleveland, next time I saw he's doing fine. He had never heard that. Your guitar playing doesn't make you important. Your touchdowns don't make you important. What you do for another person makes you important.
Yeah.
But that's a good change of mindset, right? It's not all of the things that you'll get. It's what you'll give. It's so funny because your mindset is all about like you're a giver. I'm not surprised that everyone gravitates to you and wants to have a relationship with you because you're a giver. Which there's a lot of takers in this world, but being a giver, it's like, and you'll have good people that gravitate towards you too. And I don't know how large your circle is. Our circle, and we talk about our circle of friendship and the relationships we have and we hold dear. And it's not as large, but do you feel like you have a large circle of people that you keep close, or
No, got Cindy, Eric, Toby, Smith. I can name them on fingers.
yeah.
It's not like large, but that's just your close affiliations. When you know those saying, walk in the shopping stop right now.
Right.
All of those people there are there for a reason
Yep.
at the same time. But if nobody speaks up, you will never know. Everybody who, when you go somewhere, I don't care, for whatever reason and stuff. Now, I'm not saying be like a dog and go up to everybody. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying when you put in a situation, you got to say, I discovered this. I'm not just here to be on this show. There's something else going on.
Right.
I'm not here just to be doing my Comic-Con. There's a thing where I go with the mindset to give, but I'm really there to receive.
So you go into situations with this mindset of there's something more. There's more here.
Yes.
And so you practice that so often that it's kind of just, it's automatic.
Right, exactly.
That is so interesting.
That is,
right?
That type of growth mindset, general, I feel like you have a key to some kind of kingdom right now that I think the internet, that I think the internet is trying to figure out, right? You watch all these memes online and everybody's like, if you have this kind of periphery about life all the time, you're just ready to be openly receiving things as they come.
Right.
And I tell you, we all kind of grew up in somewhat similar backgrounds being from the city, and we didn't have that periphery all the time, right? So luckily we got to meet people that opened it and opened it and opened it. And sitting here with you today, I'm ready to go.
Right?
because you've kind of experienced all the things that we talk to each other about.
Right.
Like, wow, wouldn't it be great too? Well, it's like, in order to get there, it's not just go through the checklist.
Right.
It is being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
It is,
Yes.
It is saying hi to that person, that random person in Stop and Shop.
Yep.
Because you're high in the aisle that day when you're picking out your Doritos and your peanut butter.
Right, exactly.
Might have made somebody else go, oh, that was nice of him. You didn't have to do that.
Or
And then they
just a
walked
smile.
out the door and said, someone said so-and-so, I saw so-and-so. And they didn't, they might know you, but you've never said a word to each other for the past 5 years. We got a lot of that in town, right?
Yeah.
This is what we talk about, like
course,
stuff in town, right? It's like, yeah, I've seen so-and-so 80 times in Stop and Shop.
Your life in town is my life in the world.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Because of what I do.
Yeah.
It's
Well
all
put.
the same stuff.
Yeah. It really is.
It's all the same stuff.
I guess the key is just to be open, right? To accept and be open, like meeting new people. Because for me, I know I suffered from depression. I still do, but it's manageable. But it's always like, oh, is that person thinking about me? I can't say hi because that's so-and-so's friend from over there, and they may not like me, But like listening to you, and it's like changing that mindset, right? Just going in there and seeing that person.
And then when you talk about depression, you don't want to talk to nobody, don't.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
That's
yes,
the
yes.
simple thing. It's not right.
But I go down that rabbit hole that I could stay in my house and not talk to anybody for a year, and I'm okay with that. But I know that that's not healthy.
Right.
Right. So, and with you saying
It'll
like
be good
going
to-
and doing those things, just like little things, like going into the supermarket and saying hi to that random person that I've seen at wherever else, and just say, hey, yeah, I love that peanut butter, it's delicious, and they're like, oh, I've tried this, and and then just having that open dialogue and being able to just accept and just being open to people in general.
Right.
I think that's where it just starts, that whole opening of the doors and that just being accepted
Well,
and
that's
being
the
accepting.
opening because, you have anxiety and all of that stuff, but that one little, hey, how you doing? That peanut butter's really good. It's so big, but
It is.
How did you get to that point? Because I think another thing all of us have in common is we grew up in the city, right?
Right.
Now, New York City is a rough place.
It's
you don't
rough.
walk around
Very
being
rough.
open, right?
Right.
Well, you can't do because you'll be you learn that lesson quickly.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Right.
So the thing we practiced is to be closed. I can't tell you how many times I've been on the subway, right? I want to look unfriendly, right? I don't want anyone to right? It's a whole thing and we say it's to protect ourselves, right? But now we haven't lived in the city, all of us, in a very long time. And I know for myself, letting some of that go has been a process,
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
right? Because I'm in a different environment. I'm safer here. It's different, right? So now practicing, like undoing some of that is its own challenge.
Of
So
course.
how did you, especially given the line of work you've been in, right? Just being someone who is recognizable, right? Because to me, I would think I would want to maintain being closed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Because, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Sure.
how did you
Exactly.
get from that, or maybe you were more open than we were at a younger age? I don't know.
I work. I was I open at a younger? Yeah, I probably was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the initiator, though.
Mm.
But it came from, I guess at a younger age, it came from this. The person that was always mad and angry, I saw there was a day where somebody broke through and said, "You always look so mean and angry and unapproachable." And for whatever reason, that's the day that person said, "Really?"
Mm-hmm.
And their light came on from them. But I guess it's from, well, let's back up. Coming from where we come from, we got a problem. Harmful, destructive behavior is celebrated in our communities.
Yeah.
It is.
So people where we come from, unless you've been groomed to be open, you're not probably going to be open.
Right.
But what happens out in our communities is we open up for the wrong reasons. Because we open up to receive a power that's false. Meaning, I only smoked my first joint at 12 to be accepted.
Right. Yeah.
I only drunk to be accepted. Not knowing I'm I'm liable to be an alcoholic. But then when I look back, I was like, I ain't have to do none of that. Me and Nathan smoked that first joint with Dexter, who was 15, to be considered cool by Dexter.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Right.
Because they were cool.
Now, if I never did that, I would have found another way to connect with those individuals which I connect. What I'm trying to say is we celebrate the person that could take 30 shots. Bring them more as opposed to stopping them
Right.
at the third one and saying what's wrong.
Yeah.
We celebrate the guy that fight the guy or the girl that beats up everybody in the neighborhood.
Right.
As opposed to saying, I'm not here to fight you. I want to know who's doing this to you. in
Right,
your
right.
house
Yep.
or the-
I always say there's always something behind it.
Yeah.
It's like, are
Exactly.
we going to ask them why they're doing that?
Right.
Or are we just going to just let it keep going?
Right. And that's the thing. So we are accustomed to receiving openness in very false, powerful ways.
Yeah.
When the most powerful thing you can do is connect with an individual where they at, how they are, or whatever. That the person that's like this is either like that for a very good reason, or they only like that because they think they gotta be like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And once they know, it's cool to be open and vulnerable and soft. You mean I don't have to have pit bulls? I can have turtles. You know what I'm saying? But it's all the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
I love the
But
idea.
a lot, you know what I'm saying? Think about all the people that get pit bulls.
Oh yeah. We grew up, right?
They
And that was the
thinking
thing.
that's the cool
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
No, get a miniature poodle.
Do you have a miniature
Walk through the
pool?
hood like, no, I don't. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Riggs
Yeah.
thing. It was like Catholic school and comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could, hip hop, and I'm rhyming. It's Grandmaster
Yeah.
Flash, and that broke a whoa. And we sat there and talked for 3 hours.
Right.
He's the reason why Shady Records is doing what he with Eminem.
Right.
I'm the king of reading ones why hip hop is on MTV and why it's on Rolling Stone, but none of that meant nothing. We sat there and talked about comic books, which is very powerful.
Yeah.
It is powerful. And
So the social situations that we are in society, it's up to us to change people's perspective so that they can receive what it is that it's meant for them to receive. Like I always tell these new rappers, I don't want Eminem sold like 50 million albums. I don't want the 50 million people that brought Eminem. I want the 50 million that didn't. Because once I get the 50 million that didn't, the 50 million that got him, and them is going to wonder, what is this guy doing over there?
Yes.
And they're going to come over, and then they're going to discover something else for them.
Right.
We are so busy of, let me stay safe. Now, safety means protecting yourself and everybody else too. But we're so busy of not engaging and connecting. It don't even have to be a long conversation. Like when I go to the stores and I hold the door for people that don't say thank you, I say, okay, I was just here to hold the door for that person. Should I go tell the person? I won't go over there and say, motherfucker, you gotta hold the door for no. I'm gonna go and say, yo, I came here to hold the door for you at this time of day. That was what I was sent to do. And here's the worst thing. Here's the crazy thing. You ever let somebody go in the car and you go,
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
sometimes I feel like chasing them down and saying, but then I gotta pull back and say, no, that was meant for me to do that.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so society, now here's what's crazy. People only like Instagram and social media because it can be used to make money. If that shit wasn't good for your business or, be posting all of that, would any of us be doing it? So the normal person is only trying to do this social media thinking they're going to get the Kardashian money.
Right.
Now,
Or something.
the promotion of that is a whole other thing. But everybody is doing certain things to be something else
Right.
other than themselves. So for me, hip hop taught all of us, like Nirvana would say, come as you are. Because when you do that, everybody gets what's meant for them. You know what I'm saying? Is everybody going to be Jay-Z? No, everybody's not supposed to be Jay-Z.
Right.
Everybody was trying to be Jay-Z. And then my thing is, okay, that's what Jay-Z did. I'm doing something completely different.
Right.
And even if I don't get the award, at least it took me down a different road of experience that nobody else could.
And you were true to yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. That's the whole key. But for us, hip hop, I was talking to DJ Charlie Chase of the Cold Crush. And you got this whole thing where they're talking about were Latinos there in the beginning of hip hop. They were.
Right.
Even if they wasn't doing hip hop, Charlie Chase said what would happen is the Latinos would be at the block party with the live band, instruments out in one end of the block, and the black kids would be down with the DJ. Charlie Chase said he was on this side, and he walked down the block one day to the black side. And the black kid, the black older kid looked up and said, yo, little man, now this is beautiful. Yo, little man, you like this? He was like, yeah, come on around here. Let me show you how to do it. And Charlie Chase became one of the most well-known Puerto Rican DJs in the world. Cold Crush would always identify, we got a Puerto Rican DJ that cuts so on. So they were there. You know what I'm saying? They were there doing the graffiti and all of that. So the openness of the black guy to tell Chase, yo, Charlie, come on up, come. Yo, little man, that's how the world changes.
Yeah.
Now you get from around here.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be down there. The black dude didn't say, yo, Charlie. And Charlie was, I like, I don't want to play the conga no more.
That's what Charlie said.
It was literally like 3 beats the whole time. And it was just like, how many decades are we going to
But
do this thing?
even for us, when we had our block parties in Queens, it would be the older guy, your cousin or your uncle, playing the music from 10 in the morning to about 7:38. He's playing the records all the way through, all the Motown stuff and the stuff like that. 7:38, your brother or your brother's friend, he gets on, he's dropping beats and then the MCs is grabbing the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And what made the older people realize at first, y'all ain't say, people always say, I was at a high school in the Bronx and a kid wanted to ask me, because I was 50 at the time, Mr. DMC. Now, if I was 20, 30, I would even just been DMC the rapper, but he knew I was 50. Mr. DMC, what do you think about mumble rap? Like you just said, the thing. Yeah. So
The kid called it mumble rap?
It is mumble rap.
So what do you think about mumble rap? Because it's crazy. I was speaking to these kids and they said, yo, a lot of us kids don't like it. The problem is a self-esteem thing. they think if they don't listen to it, they ain't cool.
Right.
Not knowing the coolest motherfucker in the school is motherfucker that don't listen to Lil Wayne and all that. But he said, what do you think about mumble rap? Expecting me to be hating on it. I said, I could relate to it. The whole class got quiet because I didn't hate on it. What do you mean by that? I said, because they said the same thing to us. Hop, the hip, dibby hip. Y'all ain't saying that it's not music. I said, the only difference between your generation and my generation is this. When we got criticized, we stopped mumbling and proved we could deliver something of high quality and content like a Curtis Mayfield, Stevie Wonder, and a George Clinton. We didn't just keep on rapping the hip hop, the hip. We wrote the message. We wrote it's like that. I said, Tupac is not worshipped because he went to jail and had Thug Life tattooed on him. And he was from the hood and hip hop. He's worshipped for 2 reasons. And the kids was like, what? Dear Mama and Brenda had a baby. And you said, yo. And the kid said this, yo, that Dear Mama song is ill. And he wasn't just talking about Pac from the way that record sound and what he talked about.
Yeah.
Pac took it upon himself to talk about teenage pregnancy. Wasn't his A&R man. That's what we did as young people.
Right.
And I said, we were young. I said, I didn't change the world when I was 50. I didn't change the world when I was 40. I didn't change the world when I was 20, 30. Me, Run and Jay changed the world straight out of high school. I said, look at what your favorite rapper is doing right now. And this is not against what they're doing. They don't have to do anything. This is not about freedom of speech and censorship. I'm talking about the culture of hip hop. I said, look at what your favorite rapper is doing and talking about at 21. And look at what we were talking about at 21.
Yeah.
I said, y'all guys is F word, the B word, hold, this, suck, this, doing that. When Tretch from East Orange, living in the street, when he wrote about sex, he did it with such eloquence. He wrote OPP.
Right.
Listen to that delivery. So the world who wants to look at Tretch and said, you're worth nothing, now looking at him going, you wrote that? He's like, yes, I did. Because that's what's inside of him. So for us, it was a communication thing. I remember I was in Japan when Obama first won, and just for you, I was tired. I'm doing the interviews. We had like 50 interviews and I'm doing it. But I'm tired. When it wasn't engaged, I'm tired. I'm jet lagged and I'm thinking I'm going to get back to my room. So when Obama wins, everybody in the room, the Japanese journalists, the black people, the white people, the Jewish friends that I had, they turned up me and my DJ and everybody and go, we won. This is the hip hop thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we never thought we'd see a black president. Whatever. So I'm sitting there like this. I'm out of it. Just like 2 more interviews. I'm back in my room. So they saw my unenthusiastic demeanor. And one of the journalists said to me, DMC, look, Obama just won. What do you think about that? And I was like, I said this. I was like, yeah, it's cool. I never thought I'd see a black president in my lifetime. But that shit don't mean nothing to me. Just like that, right? Just like that. Then you heard this.
Silence.
That shit don't mean nothing, right? And I'm like this. And I noticed the silence. And I'm like, am I dreaming? I want to go to look up everybody in the rooms like this.
Yeah.
So I'm tired of that. Hold on, let me clarify myself. A motto slogan for his campaign was what? Hope. No. Yes, we can.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
that?
Yeah.
I do now.
So I said, the reason why I said it like that, Obama was the personification of something that a young man prophesied many years ago for me. So it don't mean nothing now because it already meant something to me. And this is just a manifestation of that. What do you mean, DMC? Treacherous 3, Cool Mo D, who most people in hip hop only know from the 90s when he battled LL. They don't know that he was in one of the most groundbreaking hip hop groups called the Treacherous 3 MCs, who invented fast rhyming. They had a song called New Rap Language. Cool Mo D, as you can see, I rock the world society, and at the end you will agree, nobody rocks it like me. I'm LA Sunshine, I rock your mind and do it till you hit a little on the fiddle, cause the cat, they been doing everything all of these fast rappers is doing. But in 1984, they did this record called Yes We Can. They sampled, hold on, it didn't start with them. They sampled the Pointer Sisters. So I grew up listening to the Pointer Sisters, you know what I'm saying? We had a record, doo-ba-doo-ba-doom-doom. I know we can make it. I know now, well, we can work it out. Yes, we can. So Treasure Street had a song called Yes We Can. And it started evil destruction, tax deduction, price inflation rocks the nation, and unemployment is on the rise. It's hard to find a compromise, but if it lasts like this for a long enough time, won't lead to nothing but a higher level of crime. This is the news can't even report. Like you said about hip hop, you can relate it to. So we say, so then they went into this record of talking about everything that's going on in the world now. And then what happened was, remember in the records, you would wait for the MCs to put their solo verse in.
Yes.
They were rhymers, first five would rhyme together, but then you waited for Mel, Scorpio, Raheem, Cowboy, and Creole to rhyme so you can hear your favorite rhyme, whatever. So on this record, Yes We Can, everybody was waiting for Mo, Sunshine, and Special K. But when Mo's turn came, he said these words. He said, once a nobody from the neighborhood, I took a hop to the top because I knew that I would excel over the rest because I make progress. I don't consider it luck because I'm not blessed. I got my life all together, love the way that I live. Go to school, know I'm cool, and I think positive because it's a right to have fun, lots of pleasures and joy, but it's a brain that separates the men from the boys. I was like, whoa. So he said, you get the money and the cars and stuff like that and have your fun and party and all that. But then he said, it's a brain. And it was known in the hood and in the streets, yo, Moody's in college. We would actually go up to Nassau Community College because they would have DJ night to see if it was true, and Mo would be standing there. So that was powerful. So what did that do that to me? I'm under Mo generation.
Right.
But because he did that, when Run passed me the mic on Circumcised, what did I do? I didn't go, I got more runs and money. I said, I'm DMC in the place to be. I go to St. John's University. And since kindergarten, I acquired the knowledge. After 12th grade, I went straight, you know what I'm saying? So those
Did you ever think you'd be rapping that alongside?
No.
I had the and I had the Pete Rock version in my head for a second too. I was like John Jay.
That's the first verse that I ever memorized.
But it's a communication thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Totally
people tell me, oh, you make people that wore glasses confident, and you make people in school confident.
Yeah.
If Mo would have never did it, I would have never did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm saying, you listen to Run Rock, he's talking about a circumcised, you go uptown and all of that. He was like, say your best rhyme. My best rhyme to me at the time was a rhyme that I wrote for getting accepted to St. John's University. But nowadays, I don't think an MC would say that because they too busy trying to be thugged out. Saying about lollipops and poodles. It's the same motherfucker.
And turtles.
You gotta curse. I tell kids, me running J, man, we cursed on 2 or 3 records. And we only cursed to get your attention and drive a point in.
Yeah.
And it was a simple thing. When we was new coming from Queens because we wasn't from the Bronx. Who these rappers from Queens? Run said, and if you say you heard my rhymes, we're going to have to fight because I just made the motherfuckers up last night. That means you lying if you say I'm biting because I just made this rhyme last night. So I'm using all of that to say, this is what these young people in the Bronx did.
Yeah.
Which affected all the other. Salt and Pepper never showed a breast or twerk.
That's right.
That's right.
They danced and
They
stuff,
danced,
but they
yep.
never had to get naked to be
That's
MC Light.
Yep. Love her.
Tifa.
Yep.
Bahamadia. I'll name them all. Moni Love.
Love Moni Love.
They wasn't female rappers. They were dope MCs.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Who were females.
Yeah,
right.
just happened to be females. Yeah. Peppa
It
lived
was
in town for a little while.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not too far from here for a little bit.
We were doing this at a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of older people that know these things, but they don't share these things, which is detrimental to, I like a professor, which is detrimental to the survival of the human race. But if it's up to the artists, it's up to y'all, what y'all doing here. It's up to y'all communication. When you go to your museum, when you go to a concert, when you go to a play, anything artistic and creative, when you go to a cooking class, Look around the room. There's people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
It's the creativity. There was an interview with Barry White, and everybody was mad because he said he was a god. Now, I forgot who asked him, and he said, yes, I am. He said, well, Jesus told you we are all a god. He said this, and the way Barry said it with that voice, we are some of the most powerful beings in this planet. He said we control life or death. We give life, and we can take that shit away. We have the power, we have dominion over this earth. That's why we're destroying it. And we have the power of creativity. So God is looking at us, and Jesus and Moses, these motherfuckers are so dumb. We have the power to, you know what I'm saying? When you don't vote for somebody, we got to look at the elections different. We ain't voting for these people to come and do what we think they should do. We're voting for them to put them there so that we can give them an example of what to do. We got it all backwards. Think about every Republican, Democrat, whatever it is. We are so divided. It's the arts that bring us together. The arts can have a Palestinian and a Jewish person working on a documentary film to show that everybody ain't mad at each other. But will CNN and Fox and MSC show that 10 times a day to hypnotize us to make that? No, they're going to show the fights and the war and everything. They're going to show everything that makes us different.
The arts.
But it's our differences that gives us the power. Oh, that's what they do in Italy? This is what we do in the Bronx. So now we got two things that could change everybody's in existence.
Right.
But instead of saying your way isn't the way to, we so busy fighting Italy's way is fake and the Bronx way is fake. No, they both right. Let's give that to some people.
Right.
That was the whole thing. So look at what hip hop did. We took, Run DMC didn't create anything. We took what was being done in the streets of New York and put it on record. If you hear my Adidas, we took the beat from the street and put it on TV. That's all we did. Was like, they're gonna film us? Are they gonna let us make videos? All right, we're gonna rap all of our rock beat. It's the same beats we was already rapping in the crates. It wasn't a new thing. Flash, Grand Wizard Theodore, and Charlie Chase, Kool Herc, and Bambaataa played rock records for their rappers to rap, and nobody just didn't do it on a record.
Right.
So we did it on a record, and then we took it a thing way further. Not only did we do the record that was a major breakbeat in hip hop, we did it with the white guys. That was the game changer. You scrolling through MTV, it's Run DMC, but what the hell?
Yep.
And then there are people you scrolling through, you see Aerosmith for running, what the hell? That was the game changer.
That's what I said.
It was a game changer.
I said,
I mean, this is what I said earlier about having that open mindset. I mean, the past hour in having this conversation with you has been wonderful, and the fact that I think I gotta like rename the episode because it is. We just opened up our own periphery here, and just thank you so much for
the past hour.
man. It's been,
And this is stuff that the past we gave rules and regulations to existence. We created all this shit is happening now.
oh, yes.
That's why, you know what I'm
Some
saying?
like the dimensions of time, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's funny, when I'm at the school, I'm pulling off after I spoke to whether it's high school or middle school, the kids run in the window to see what kind of car the celebrity DMC has. I drive a 2008 Ford F-150 pickup truck. And then one kid asked me, why do you drive a pickup truck? Number one, the bins broke down and the rolls got stuck, so I drove past his ass in my pickup. But I just said, because I didn't want it. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted a Ford F-150. I just like the way it looked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and now the kid is like, so you mean you don't have to get a Bentley?
No,
yeah.
Because
You don't have to.
who made? I always say, who made that rule up?
Yep.
So we
Hip hop.
communication
Yes.
and discussion. All it does is it opens the door,
Yes.
but it opens up the reality. I don't have to do. I don't have to plead. I don't have to follow no rules,
No.
dude.
But you know what you do by telling people like you can go against the norm. You're also saying it's okay to go against the norm. It's okay for you to be uncomfortable with that fact in that you don't want maybe what everyone else has or what they expect you to have. And you basically are telling these kids, you don't need to follow that. If you want the Bentley, then go get the Bentley. But if that's not what is in your heart, then don't do that. If it's whatever,
because most people do it because they think they're supposed to do it.
Right.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the issue.
But we're so worried about what are people going to say? What are they going to think?
I go back. I went to rehab. I was an alcoholic, suicidal, metaphysical, spiritual wreck because of all of the behaviors that I thought
You
had to do,
Right.
which causes the trauma in you.
Yes. And you must have been, I mean, like the level of unhappiness.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Because you are not
You're living for everyone else and
That's
not
right.
yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Because the ramen thing is easy. I want to do that. The drawing that's easy. But now that I'm here, I'm thinking, I need to be something to be accepted.
Yeah.
No, I can just be me.
And you're being you in the public eye. Right. Because that you do have that. I mean, it is different from the rest of us here. And that adds another level. Like it's a big thing.
No, 100%.
Right. So you really, as an individual, have to get to a point of, I love myself. I'm comfortable with who I am, and people can like it or not and truly be okay with that.
Right.
You know, but I think being able to do that and being here in, I'm sure, lots of other places and talking about that it's making that contagious, right? Because now I'm getting that too, right? And I know that, but like to hear you speak so openly about it, it's just reinforcing that message of it's okay to be me,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Unapologetically, right? I mean, I don't have to be an asshole, but I can be me.
That's right. It's like you don't have to do that. When I found out that I was adopted, that was another thing that pushed me to drinking because I didn't know how to do it.
Yes.
I didn't know. And it's funny. Don't talk about it.
Yes. I heard that on you did an episode on Will Smith's podcast, and that's the first time I heard that. And I, again, was like, wow, he's really sharing. I'd never heard that
If you remove guilt and shame, you remove the pain.
It takes
of
the power away
situation.
from Yes.
Not the pain of what happened. What happened.
It happened.
Right.
But if you remove guilt and shame, I'm alcoholic. Yes. Yes, I smoke. Don't be ashamed of that.
Right.
It happened. I got a toothache. I'm an alcoholic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Remove the guilt and shame. And that's what I'm saying. That's where the power is.
Yeah.
So when I found out that I was adopted, I was going through all of these changes based on perception. And I remember sitting there with my therapist who was just giving to me, because she was a therapist at the New York Foundling. She's a therapist of all the kids that come into the foster care system. So she's dealing with newborn babies to people 20 ready to age up the system. But I would go to her and I would see her, and I was like, I'm on this adopted foster care thing. So she had to stop me. What do you mean, man? I was like, I'm different. She said, what makes you different? And she hit me with this. She said, you eat, sleep, and shit just like everybody else. You got people that love you like everybody else. What makes you different? She said, the only thing that's different is your situation, not you.
Not you.
Your adoptive situation. I was
Right.
like, whoa, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for her to say that, so it goes back to the woe is we.
Yeah.
When I first found out that I was adopted, I'm the only person. It wasn't until I said, you know what, I'm not going to be ashamed about it. And I would, mention it at an interview, mention it when I was speaking at a school, this and that. And every time I would say that, 10 to 12 people were going to meet you.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I was like,
You opened
you're
up
not
their
alone.
ability.
If you got
Right.
abused, whatever
That's
it
right.
is
Yeah.
in your life, you are not alone, because everybody's going through something.
Yeah.
And I take it, my easiness, it's not like I'm doing this consciously. It's coming from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm Darryl McDaniels from Hollis, Queens, New York. It's Christmas time. I love eating chicken and collard greens. I tell you my story. Ice Cube is going to say, well, I'm from Compton, this and that, boom, bang. And we accept each other as we are. But then we look at each other and say, what is it that we can do? See, that's the key. Okay, you made Jay-Z's is a billionaire and you poor person from what's the name, but if y'all came together, the dynamic, phenomenal work that could happen, and you might get a check out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But most people do stuff to get something. And let me say this too, which is okay. I just never thought hip hop would be in the same position as all the other genres of music. But they're not going to understand this. anything that's holy and sacred to a people, place, nation will get diluted and polluted and destroyed once it's commercialized. And a lot of things get destroyed and remain destroyed, not because of the people that's abusing and oppressing, abusing the whatever it is. It's us because we let them do that. We have the power to shut down every radio station in America that continually plays music with content that degrades, disrespect, and disillusions our young people in the neighborhood. But because the artists that are doing it are getting so much money doing it, everybody's being quiet with the hope that, oh, I'm going to do that one day too, which is not true. I love Bun B by going to school and telling kids, everybody you see on TV ain't rich. Told them that. It's what you do that will acquire wealth and all of that stuff. But us as a people, we have everything necessary to succeed. The kids in the Bronx proved it. They had no resources, no money, no real estate or nothing, but they looked inside. They started playing music. They started rapping to the music. They started dancing to the music. The art, the graffiti, the only thing I tell kids this, the only thing that was wrong about graffiti was we were writing on walls we didn't own.
Yes, but it was art.
It was art.
No, it became.
Still is, yeah.
We realized that when somebody who knows art said, "Oh, wait a minute, this is art," and then it changed because now Bosky was a graffiti writer, Keith Aaron. Now you can go into the art galleries in Soho and see graffiti artists' work going from $50,000 to millions of dollars. This was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, we had to learn, okay, I can't just go right on a wall that I don't own. Let me build my own walls.
That's right.
And that's what we have to do. So everything for me that I do now at 60, I just turned 60.
Congrats.
I'm realizing that, oh my God, I was already doing it at 12 with nobody's permission. So,
And now you've got all the permission.
Right.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
right. We're looking at
Well, I was
Your
trying to
comic
eat
books.
these cookies real quietly because these days are delicious.
They are so
well,
good.
thank you. And that
they really
started
are.
as a joke. I was at an event in Harlem, and there was a lady who had her own cooking company. So she came in, and I was like, give me some of your cookies. And I was eating, I was like, oh, these are cookies good. And I just said, this was like probably 7 or 8 years ago, I just said jokingly real loud, you know what? I'm going to start a cooking company, and this is hip-hop gives you the confidence to say stuff. I'm going to start a cooking company, and I'm going to call it DMC, which is going to stand for Darryl Makes Cookies. And just for me saying that, no, that's so dumb.
Business plan showed up.
I was like, but it took me a minute to find the right baker.
Well, you found the right baker.
Yep, you sure did.
So some cookies.
Yeah.
Delicious.
And hold up, before you let me go, the Darryl's Dream book, that started with, that's actually me in the third grade. It's a true story of me in the third grade getting teased, bullied, and picked on because I wanted to say my poem. Yes. And then the bullies thought that it wasn't cool to do poems. So me, like I did when I smoked the joint, I crossed my name off the sign of she could do the poem. But as soon as I did it, I felt wrong. So I go home and I ask my mother, because you don't want them to know, but Mom, what would you do if you were somebody who wanted to do something, but then you didn't do it because somebody else didn't think it was cool? And my mom's kept it real. She said, honey,
do it.
you got to follow your dream and to believe in yourself. But I still didn't believe that. So I don't want to give it all away, but I go and have a dream. But here's how the book came about. I started talking about me getting teased, bullied, and picked on because of comic books. And some teachers in Brooklyn heard me talking about comic books and growing up in Queens getting teased and bullied. So they invited me to their school in Brooklyn to speak to the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. So I go there and I just speak, and I don't go in there and I go, hi, kids. I'm the first. I go in there like I speak to yo, what's up, y'all? These are third and fourth. My name's Darryl McDaniels, Hollis, Queens, but I talk about everything, this and that. So they said after I left, simple little things started happening with the kids saying, man, I got a 65, but next week I'm going to work hard to get a 70.
Wow.
They just started paying attention. Like there's something in this education stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then they invite me back again. And the reason why they was bringing me back is that the kids' hopes was so low. The hope of the kids was so low because every summer a kid gets killed by bullets, gunfire.
Yeah.
So the kids is just like, it's not fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I spoke the first time, attitudes changed. Go back the second time. Parents who now are younger, not of my generation, that don't really know, some do, but parents will call and go, did this DMC guy this to the principal? Did this DMC guy come to the school and speak to the school? Yes. Is there a problem? Yeah, there's a problem. What the hell did he tell my daughter? Because she's coming home and she's doing her homework. And like just little things like that. So the third time I came back, the teachers was like, D, you need to write a children's book. And like I told Rick, no, I don't want to do that, this and that, boom. But then they said, D, you write the children's book because you can use a story. You don't have to physically be there.
Oh,
And I go, okay, it's easy for me to tell us stories, but y'all are really on the front lines of this war every day.
right.
I said, here's the deal. I'll write the book if you'll write it with me. So Shawnee and Johnny Warfield were two teachers in Brooklyn
That's
who
awesome.
saw what the stories, the raps were doing to the kids as I was speaking to them in a language. They all said this, that you tell them everything we tell them every day, but just in a different way. So I said, I'll do the book with y'all if y'all write it with me. Because now what this is showing is that people in these positions need to work with people in those positions
Yes.
so that we can actually achieve the initiative. The teachers are struggling.
Yeah.
The parents are struggling. So it's our job as, filmmakers, writers, rappers, poets, playwrights, to get with them so we can do this together. So Darryl's Dream is an actual story about me. I ain't going to give it away. Get it. You can find it at your mom and pop bookstore, because I love bookstores.
Yes.
And you can find it on Amazon. So and what I'm trying to say is, this is just me on TV talking about DMC, what it was like to work with Aerosmith and do Walk This Way. Well, when I was a kid, I used to get teased and bullied because I wrote comic books. Like, as dynamic as that is, I really live. So I put it out there, and then now I create that interest in it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, and now I can tell you about Aerosmith, but then they'll always go, you used to get bullied. And the kids ask me, DMC, you used to get, I go, no, not no more. Another reason is, like I told a kid, your story can save a life. Your story
That's right.
can be presented in any shape, form, or fashion to make an impact. Maybe it's you sell your cookies. If you're a baker, you sell your cookies, you bake your goods, to start your business. But then you could say, this is important to me and the people that I serve. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I got abused when I was little. Or I see my mother. But there's so many reasons that you could use. Everybody is worth something, and nobody is worth nothing.
Right.
Love it. Love it.
Love it. Love it. So before we go, real quick, we're just gonna shoot you with some rapid fire questions. Easy.
Oh, cool! I love those.
Easy.
I love. Yes, I love.
And we're just gonna go. So I'm gonna start it off. Favorite color?
Black.
Janine. Come on, see,
DIY or hire someone.
Wow, we need both.
depending on the project.
Oh yes, depending on the project.
Okay.
But the first initiative is do it. Well, it depends what it is. Because I really don't want to shovel the snow.
Well, we agree.
Yeah.
Sparta snow is different up here.
Yes, it is. Especially with all the acres and the land. Oh yeah.
So, and I watched the documentary on Peacock, which was amazing, by the way. And I know you have love for Sarah McLachlan, but outside of her, who would you be starstruck by?
Oh wow, who would I be starstruck by? I mean, he passed away, but Freddie Mercury.
Oh, nice.
So I always wanted to be Freddie Mercury, but I was a little black kid from Queens that couldn't sing.
Yeah.
But hip hop allowed me to become the king of rock.
Hey.
But it was just something about Queen, and Michael Jackson was great growing up. See he moonwalk and all that. Michael was phenomenal. But when I saw Queen and I saw Freddie Mercury and these guys, I was like, oh, who's this dude? Because he was just so operatic and
Yes.
he displayed many levels of what's his name. And, well, let's bring it back to somebody now. I see him all the time, but I never got to meet him. But I would definitely be starstruck by Mick Jagger.
Ooh.
I love Mick Jagger. Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
He is, right?
So you had the opportunity to travel the world. Favorite place and why?
Japan. Japan. Number one, they have everything that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
They respect everything that we have here in different ways that America has never seen. And they're so polite and it's clean.
How was the food?
Yeah, it is.
Amazing. The only time Eric eats McDonald's.
Why? What's different?
The meat is different. That they bring it out to you on a silver platter.
Wow.
They have jazz, they have rock and roll, they have reggae. The McDonald's in Japan is completely different. Better food, better. When you go, you'll see why. You'll be like, oh, different buns. They love life. They cherish life. There's this thing I saw on Instagram where the subway is only up and down. There's nobody coming down the downside, so nobody walks. The whole crowd is walking.
See, that's how
So
it's
they have a
supposed to be.
respect for everything.
Yeah. I like
The
that.
process and they stick to it.
Man,
Wow.
is the place.
If you could do a feature on someone's record with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Oh, right now, well, can't do it because George and John is not there. But Paul McCartney is on my bucket list.
Beatles.
Wow.
Because they say Run DMC's the Beatles of hip hop.
Yeah.
Paul Mick, he's PMC. I'm DMC.
I love
And
it.
if Paul needs to know this, because I went to Catholic school, because you will be influenced by your environment and surround. So this is funny. On Let It Be, he goes, Mother Mary came to me. It wasn't until I got older that I found out his mother was named Mary. So my whole life as a little kid through the 60s and 70s hearing Let It Be, all the way up to like the 90s. I always thought he was singing about the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
The Virgin Mary was a part of my life since kindergarten. I went to Catholic school, kindergarten to 8th grade, and I went to Rice High School in Harlem.
I know, Rice.
24th. Yeah, I went to
Wow.
Rice.
Yeah.
Graduated.
I played ball against Rice.
Yeah,
You played ball
yeah.
against Rice.
Our Memorial, Rice was a boss. I went to
We went to Spelman.
those schools were in my life all for 4 years.
Wow.
So Rice High School. So even in Rice, Virgin Mary, I thought he was Mother Mary. And I mean, you gotta be a kid and you picture Virgin Mary coming to you, telling you let it be. Then I found it was his
This
mother.
is
But
mom.
me and Paul McCartney is gonna make the dopest record ever.
Oh, man. I love it.
I know, right? I do.
All right.
Sports interest.
Football, Pittsburgh Steelers, favorite team.
Steelers.
Yeah, because of Jack Lambert and
You're a New
Franco
Yorker.
Harris, huh?
You're a New Yorker.
Look at her face.
Yeah, but it's still the Steel Curran, Mean Joe Green, they were like superheroes.
They were.
That's why their persona in the 70s, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, Rocky Blyer, Lynn Swan was like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were like superheroes to me. So ever since a kid, Pittsburgh Steelers, black and gold. And he was so dominant. You know what I'm saying? So I never cared about the Giants or the Jets.
We're gonna edit that out of this episode.
Of course you do. But football, I never really cared about basketball. Run and Jay, rest in peace, were the basketball kids. I was comic books. I wasn't really sports, but if I had to play a sport, it would have been football.
Favorite food.
Favorite food of all time. Wow. Well,
Is it them cookies we got you?
no, my favorite food of all time is rice pudding.
Really?
With the raisins and cinnamon or just
No,
plain?
just
plain?
plain
Yeah,
rice
rice. Me too. I don't like the
rice
raisins.
pudding.
I only like it warm.
Yeah,
I have to have it cold.
Ron's favorite food is pizza. To this day, he was pizza.
It's
was
popular.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
cat.
That's not my
My
favorite. though.
favorite food would probably be I can't say sushi. I love sushi.
I love sushi.
I would have to say hamburgers.
Hamburger.
Yeah.
If I'm just
Oh, man, a
general-
good burger.
a
Janine
good
prays a burger all the time. So,
not a McDonald's, about a good
Yeah, real burger. Yeah.
or
burger.
a McDonald's burger from Japan.
I know.
Exactly.
Go to Japan and get a burger. I know.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Last question, D, before we wrap up here. What is one thing that you wish more people understood about you?
That As good as I am, I never wanted to be in show business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it's because some people was like, "Oh, I want to be the," you know what I'm saying, and be great. I didn't. Run wanted to. I just had rhymes, and he was like, "I'm gonna put you in." I was like, "Oh, okay." And the reason why I say I never wanted to be in show business because the rhymes I was writing was just for me.
Yeah.
I'm this make believe kid. I was making believe I was Spider-Man and Captain America and Thor.
Yeah.
And then I was just making believe I was Melly Mel, Grandmaster Caz, and Modine. Never thought I would be able to be them. But I always tell kids this: pretend and make believe. Look at the word make believe. Make believe. You're into that corny make believe stuff. Yes, you goddamn right. Make the world believe it's real. Pretend. Pre means before. So I'm pretending to be Easy D. Remember they used to call me Easy D because I rapped on the mic so easily. This just me in my basement for me. But now they call me DMC. When Run said I'm putting you in a group, I was like, okay, I really got to do this. The guy that gave me courage to do it was Grandmaster Caz from the Cold Crush. So they had this routine, the initials of their name. The initials of my name are GMC. You can search all your life, but you'll never see a higher power body rocket in the galaxy. I'm the first and never last. Well, I'm the Grandmaster Caz. The initials of my name are JDL. I want to go to heaven before I go to hell, and I'll be pushing more power than a Duracell. I'm DMC, and I got to become the devastating mic controller. So, but I never wanted to be in show business. And what keeps me grounded is it's not show business. And I'm saying to other people, I'm going to make records and get money and go on a chart. That's all cool, but I didn't do it because
So did you know what you wanted to do?
I had no idea. No idea at all.
Wow.
Which is why I tell kids coming out of high school, it's okay not to know.
It's absolutely okay.
Yes.
Figure it out.
I was just have that happened. It was just good. I was good at writing some rhymes. Look at me now.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing for speaking up. Don't be ashamed if I tell kids. Somebody come in and say, can anybody tap dance, play the violin, or do ballet? And even for you dudes, put your hand up and say, I do ballet, because you can be the dude that's holding Misty Copeland up. Keeping in your Mandarin Oriental, flying around the world to Russia and on a private jet. The same jets that Rihanna and LeBron fly on are ballet. What? All you got to do is put on a tutu and
like a superhero.
Like a superhero. Well said. Well said. Well, Darryl, we appreciate you so much.
my God.
Thank you very much for coming out.
Real.
And spending, your time. We know time is finite. So we appreciate that so much.
And your show is very necessary, because I hate when people from our generations go, I must be getting old because I don't like today's music. No, today's music is for the people of today that like that music.
Yes.
I say, don't put yourself in a category, because when you say I must be getting old, and I got to tell people, the people that created hip hop and everybody that followed, talk about the culture people, not the people in it for the business. As young people, we held ourselves to very high standards. It was different. You give me the opportunity to rock this mic, I'm going to do something with integrity and quality and creativity. I'm not just going to do what everybody else is doing. And we were young. The typical rapper DJ MC was 12 to like 21 years old. That's young. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was at Roosevelt High School with Chuck the Public Enemy, and we were speaking to this was a couple of years ago. He asked the audience, how old do you think your favorite rapper is? And these are high school kids. And most of their favorite rappers was 25 to 40 years old, talking about stuff that they don't even do anymore because they live in these gated communities.
That's right.
I can understand your first record being that. Doing this, but now, and you gotta understand, like we said, everybody ain't flying on a private jet. I had to tell one kid one time, you talking about G4s and Bentleys and Rolls Royces, like that's gonna make you special. I said, you drive a 2001 tricked out Honda Accord. Rhyme about that. And watch you get a hit record. What do you mean? It's not the perception. I said, because there's a billion people with the same car you got that's going to buy your album.
That's right.
I never thought about it like that. So,
D, can I put you on the spot?
Yeah.
Can I ask a favor?
What?
Would you mind signing those?
Oh, that's easy. Easy, done. Do that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, gang, we're gonna close out here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Darryl. Thank you, Eric.
This was so much
Thank
fun.
you,
Thank
Cindy.
you.
Big shout out to our folks in the background here.
Cindy.
Our production crew,
Shout out to the
Maya
Bronx.
team. Big shout out to the Bronx.
Bronx.
Thank you again for hanging out with us. And everyone, tune in, Friends After 40. Get it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Until next time.
Go get your cookies.
Get your cookies.
Get your cookies.
Get your cookies. Get your
Fullest cookies in the universe.